Well, welcome everyone. It's good to be with you again for the 10th meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. But before I get to today's agenda, I want to say just a few words about a troubling episode yesterday. I know that everyone here has heard that Russian aircraft again engaged in dangerous, reckless, and unprofessional practices on Tuesday in international airspace over the Black Sea. 2 Russian jets dumped fuel on an unmanned U.S. MQ-9 aircraft conducting routine operations in international airspace. And 1 Russian jet intercepted and hit our MQ-9 aircraft, resulting in a crash. This hazardous episode is a part of a pattern of aggressive and risky and unsafe actions by Russian pilots in international airspace. So make no mistake, the United States will continue to fly and to operate wherever international law allows. And it is incumbent upon Russia to operate its military aircraft in a safe and professional manner. But we are now at a crucial time in the course of Ukraine's fight for freedom. We must all demonstrate our continued resolve and unity. That means following through on our commitments fully and quickly. We must provide Ukraine with the full capabilities for the fight ahead, including the spare parts, maintenance packages to sustain the critical capabilities provided by the members of this contact group, and additional equipment. So this contact group is focused on coordinating long-term sustainment. We also need to find ways to get new donations of ammunition and air defense systems to Ukraine. And I'm confident that we'll continue to step up to meet Ukraine's needs into the spring and well beyond. And ladies and gentlemen, last April, our contact group began with a single meeting pulled together by our outstanding teams. But it has grown into a community of action. And I remain fully committed and fully confident that we will support Ukraine's defense for the long haul. Now, in recent months, the Kremlin has demonstrated again and again that it pays no heed to the lives of its own forces and has been intensifying its reckless war of conquest. Russia continues enlisting private mercenary companies like the Wagner Group and driving inexperienced conscripts to their deaths. But Ukraine's ground forces have pushed back Russian forces with the weapons and the tanks donated by the countries in this room. And Russia keeps sending wave after wave of cruise missiles and Iranian suicide drones to terrorize Ukrainian cities and civilians. But Ukraine's air defense systems, many of which this group has provided, are fighting back to keep civilians safe from Russia's bombardment. And that's the story of this contact group.
We have nothing to add to the statement of the Ministry of Defense. It was quite exhaustive. It describes the circumstances of the incident. As for bilateral relations with the US, we know that they are at their lowest point, in a very lamentable state. But of course, each of the countries will defend its interest in dialogue. At the same time, Russia has never refused constructive dialogue and does not refuse it now.
Разумеется, каждая из стран будет отстаивать свои интересы в диалоге, но при этом Россия никогда не отказывалась от конструктивного диалога, не отказывается и сейчас.
14 марта текущего года над акваторией Черного моря в районе Крымского полуострова.
On the morning of March 14, 2023, Russian Air Force Control System detected an American MQ-9 drone flying over the Black Sea near the Crimean Peninsula towards the Russian state border. The unmanned aircraft was flying with its transponders turned off, violating the borders of temporary restrictions to airspace usage. set to conduct a special military operations. Those restrictions were passed on to all international airspace users and published in accordance with all norms. Fighter jets from the on-duty Air Defense Force were scrambled to identify the intruder. As a result of sharp maneuvering, at around 9:30 Moscow time, the MQ-9 drone went into uncontrolled flight with the loss of altitude and collided with the surface of the water. I want to underline Russian fighter jets did not use their onboard weapons, did not come into contact with the unmanned aerial vehicle, and returned safely to the base.
Хочу подчеркнуть, российские истребители бортовое вооружение не применяли, с беспилотным летательным аппаратом в контакт не вступали и благополучно вернулись на аэродром базирования.